I had a little bit of a sneak around on the Google Drive where Snail publicly keeps all of their press release material for Ark Aquatica, and I found a document that was in the bin. Did I just find evidence of Snail Games' true intentions with the introduction of Ark Aquatica that may signify Studio Wildcard has pushed back on the Overlord's plans more than we had initially realised? Let's find out. Welcome back, survivors. You may have seen my video from yesterday regarding this whole horrific Snail Games Ark Aquatica situation. If you haven't, please do check it out. But what I plan to cover today in this video, I was going to cover in yesterday's video, but you know me, I like shorter videos. Now, we've never really seen Studio Wildcard publicly distance themselves from Snail Games or disassociate themselves from anything that Snail Games is trying to push forwards, right? Which is one of the reasons why there's so many people in the community that struggle to separate Studio Wildcard from Snail Games. What I found gives a good indication that Snail Games had intentions, or may still have intentions, of bringing Ark Aquatica to Ark Survival Ascended. Take a look at all of this. This was the first sign of Wildcard publicly distancing themselves from Snail Games' latest venture. We've all seen this post, we all know the fallout of what happened after that. Then Snail Games made this image publicly accessible, showing the DLC being advertised for Steam, Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5. Which sounds odd for Ark Evolved, right? Because that's Xbox One and PS4. Could be a simple error on its own, it's no major thing. But this does tie into a discovery I made a bit later on. But Snail later removed those logos from the official artwork. Maybe an admin error, but unlikely. They then put out press releases that stated Aquatica is in development exclusively for PC players of Ark Survival Evolved. No indication that it's coming to console, only PC, which makes it sound like this supposed surprise thank you from Snail is a middle finger to the console community. When the Aquatica Steam page opened up, the developer was listed as Studio Wildcard, Instinct Games, Effecto Studios, and so on, with no mention of Snail Games. This is likely due to the store page being tied to Ark Evolved, and the information was posted by default. This was later updated, and all of the names listed there was replaced with Snail Games USA, and the Steam DB page shows this change taking effect. This was the second indication that Studio Wildcard are actively distancing and disassociating themselves from anything to do with Ark Aquatica. Also, on the Steam page, under the game features, it states Aquatica is the special 10-year anniversary DLC for Ark Survival Evolved, initially releasing on PC. You don't say initially if you're only exclusively making it for PC, which suggests that they have plans or had plans to bring it to other platforms. Now, you'd think that would probably be Xbox One, PS4, because that makes sense for Ark Survival Evolved, right? Even though the official promo artwork originally had only next-gen consoles. This is when I found something that shows signs that Studio Wildcard have potentially pushed back and said no towards Snail Games' original intentions with Ark Survival Ascended. I had a little bit of a sneak around on the Google Drive where Snail publicly keeps all of their press release material for Ark Aquatica, and I found a document that was in the bin, and I was able to save a copy of that document before it eventually gets permanently deleted. That same line reads, Aquatica is the special 10-year anniversary DLC for Ark Survival Evolved, initially releasing on PC and coming to Ark Survival Ascended later this year. That's no typo, that's no mistake. That had to be written for a good reason, which links back to the original official promo stating next-gen consoles. This could very well be a sign that Studio Wildcard have put their foot down and said no, it ain't happening. Hence why that document is in the recycle bin. If you look at everything that's happened over the last 48 to 72 hours, you will see all of these signs that Studio Wildcard have publicly distanced themselves and disassociated themselves with Ark Aquatica. Not necessarily Snail games themselves, but anything to do with Ark Aquatica, which is solely a Snail games venture. This clearly shows things are not all well in the Snail Wildcard camp. And because of this, Studio Wildcard may have very well saved Ark Ascended players, you and me, from this AI trash that Snail is trying to celebrate with the 10th anniversary of Ark Survival Evolved. I could be reading too much into this, but you don't put next-gen console logos onto official promo artwork if you're not intending to bring it to next-gen consoles and then remove it. You don't do that by accident. You don't then write that it's coming later in the year to Ark Survival Ascended in official press documentation if you don't have any intentions whatsoever to bring it to Ark Survival Ascended. None of that is done by accident. This is clearly what Snail Games were intending from the start. And I'd like to think the Studio Wildcard have, behind the scenes, put their foots down and said, no, we're not having it. You are not touching Ark Survival Ascended. At least that's what I've seen from this, because there is no other logical explanation why that press release information that's been deleted contained that line if there was no Snail Games intention to bring it to Ark Ascended. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, survivors, and don't forget to subscribe to keep updated.